XRP is worth 69 cents right now. Take a look at it from the past few days. No one talks about the fact that we've lost 7 days, 12.42%, 5.94% in the last 30 days, 44% in the quarter, and 77% in the year. They only talk about Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's a change. The super guppy turned green. This change is more than just a color. It's a major turning point in the history of the XRP chart. Put on your spacesuit and fasten your seatbelt. We're about to fly. All of that sounds good to me. After that, he leaves. Our time has come. Now is our time. On a weekly time frame, the super guppy flashed green, which meant there was a lot of promise. The recent gains of around 60,000% or 1,000% show that there is a strong rising trend. That part doesn't make sense to me. The green move lines up with a breakout, repeat, and bounce back from the falling wedge. What will happen next? There will be a wave of change that will give smart people a lot of chances. This David Schwartz thread is pretty cool. What day is it now? Last night. A lot of you know that I sold 40,000 ETH for about 01 and put solar panels on my house. I no longer have. Not long after, that ETH was worth more than $100 million. Gee, but it took months to do that. The prices of repairs went up. The real estate market crashed. He lost a lot of money on the deal. Then he says, but guess how he paid for the new house and its repairs while the old one was being fixed up? The stock he sold went up 5 times in the same amount of time. Does he mean we should keep our XRP? I believe lots of people agree with you. Listen to Raoul Pal talk about what he thinks about 2024. Crypto markets look to the future. This is what most people say. Well, we're definitely just before a slump. Lack of work is getting worse. Blah, blah, blah. Crypto knew about this last year because it looks ahead. It actually trades based on the state of liquidity. Global macro investor. I also do a lot of work on the economy as a whole. The cash cycle will keep going for us for another 2 years. The economy will bottom out sometime in the first or second quarter of next year, and people will start to notice that things are getting better. But the markets are already open for business, and the stock market is almost back to its all-time highs. The crypto markets are ripping because they don't see this coming. What do you think the Fed will do in 6 months? Will they raise rates or lower them? Rates of cutting. In the worst case, they don't do anything. But that's why it's likely that funding conditions will get better. Since it's almost election time, is there a chance that they will use economic stimulus to get people to vote for them? Your answer is almost certainly yes. So 2024 is all about getting the economy going again. That background is really, really great. That's the end of crypto and macro spring and the start of crypto and macro summer. And that economic summer, or crypto summer, is when growth starts to pick up, but inflation is still falling because of the old cycle's effects that are still being felt. That's why inflation is not a problem. Things are getting better, and money is coming into the system. That looks like the ideal place to be. I want to remember everyone because of all the trouble that Elizabeth Warren caused when she teamed up with Jamie Dimon. Of course, Jamie Dimon has met with Gary Gensler many times over the last 3 years, while Ripple was being sued a huge number of times. Okay, I want to remind everyone of what happened when Gary Gensler went up to Senator Elizabeth Warren. So, I have the same question about Jamie Dimon. Does someone need to use the Freedom of Information Act to find out if Jamie Dimon was given all the questions? What did she and Jamie Dimon's people talk about before he was interviewed? Okay then. And tonight there will be a shocking story about how Elizabeth Warren, Senator Elizabeth Warren, a Freedom of Information Act request revealed emails sent from Warren's office to the office of SAC Chairman Gary Gensler 2 days before Gensler's September 2021 Senate hearing. These emails showed that Warren's office coordinated Gensler's testimony with the SAC. There is a list of questions in the email from Warren's economic policy advisor. The senator planned to ask the chairman of the SAC the following questions, and here are some possible replies. In another message, the assistant said, "Let me know if you're okay with the questions as they are now." The SEC should be supervised by these people. After 2 days, she sent a follow-up message saying, "Let me know if it looks like the chair has any problems with the way the questions were worded. I don't want to put him in a tough spot." And it looks like the chairman didn't mind these questions because Senator Warren asked them almost exactly as they were written in the email. Chair Gensler, supporters of crypto markets say they're all about making money available to everyone. Of course, the people who are most at risk financially are also the ones who will have to take their money out the fastest when the market goes down. Do you think this is the way to make sure everyone has access to money? Wow, what a bunch of jerks. That being said, here's another Jamie. The biggest hit for Diamond. The biggest bank in the country keeps taking hits, and they're not good ones. JP Morgan is almost done reaching a $2 billion settlement with federal officials to settle claims that the bank ignored clear signs of fraud in the Bernard Madoff Ponzi scheme, which hurt investors in the end. I have more from Kayla Tausch. After 5 years, Bernie Madoff finally admitted that he ran a Ponzi scheme. He still has to explain how he kept his secret for so long. In 2011, while in jail, the scammer told the New York Times that banks had to know that the attitude was, "If you're doing something wrong, we don't want to know." As prosecutors sat up, a light turned on JP Morgan Chase, which had been Madoff's main bank for 20 years and held almost all of his clients' money. The multi-year investigation could come to an end this week with a $2 billion payment and a deferred prosecution agreement, which means the bank will not be charged with a crime. The deal that the Department of Justice and the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency made together closed 2 open cases and added a general fine for money laundering. It was in October that Comptroller Tom Curry said banks, "Why don't they work? I want to know why the Justice Department and all of these people don't make deals like this with. I don't think they should work it with JP Morgan, Sam Bankman-Fried, Luna, or anyone else who is a thief. All of them would go to jail. That's not how it works, though. They do business with Jamie Dimon. They do not work. This is one of many. Check out the case of the island guy with them. Knowingly the same thing. It's not a mistake. They know they're doing these things and are letting them happen. After that, they only get a slap on the wrist. No one goes to jail. Crypto people are the only ones who go to jail. Do not misunderstand. You should go to jail if you did something dishonest and against the law. They want to make it seem like all crypto is fake, but that's not the case. So gross that Gary Gensler is trying to make a joke out of how badly he's hurt people. With money from the people, of course. Gary Gensler is Justin Bieber's boyfriend. Rules and laws. I'm not going to play the part. In fact, Gary Gensler had a video made with. They're making fun of what they're saying